A brand new Camry will run you $30,000 out the door right now, and don't get me wrong, it's a fine car. But last month, a young guy walked into my shop torn between financing one of those and a used sedan his uncle told him about. He had the loan paperwork in his hand, pen practically out. I asked him to give me 20 minutes before he signed anything. 20 minutes later, he tore the paperwork up. Because there are sedans sitting on lots right now, ignored by everybody, that will run just as long as that Camry for a third of the price. Let me show you the 3 I'd buy myself. Here's the thing about the Camry's reputation. It's earned. The 2.5-liter 4-cylinder and the V6 versions are legitimately some of the most durable engines on the road. And a well-maintained Camry crossing 250,000 miles is not unusual. After 2 decades of having these things up on my lift, I can tell you they get there honestly. But that reputation is exactly the problem for you as a buyer. Everybody knows it, so everybody bids up the price, and you end up paying a premium for a badge that the rest of the market already figured out years ago. You walk onto a lot, you see Toyota Camry, and your brain stops shopping. That's not a deal. That's a crowd, and crowds never get the best price on anything. Meanwhile, there are sedans built on the same engineering philosophy, sometimes literally sharing parts and engines with Toyotas, that depreciate straight into the dirt because the name on the trunk doesn't carry the same magic at the dinner table. That gap, the space between how reliable a car actually is and how reliable people think it is, that's where the smart money lives. That's the entire game. And I'm about to hand you 3 cars sitting right in the middle of that gap. Let me count them down. Number 3, the 2012 to 2017 Toyota Avalon with the 2GR FE V6. I know what you're thinking. I said sedans nobody's talking about, and I'm starting with a Toyota. Stay with me, because this is the Toyota that Toyota buyers ignore. Everybody crowds the Camry and Corolla lots, while the Avalon sits there in the back row collecting dust. And the Avalon is quietly the better built car of the bunch. Under the hood is the 2GR FE, the 3.5-liter V6 that makes 268 horsepower. And this is the exact same engine family found in the Camry V6, the Highlander, the Sienna minivan, and the Lexus RX 350. Think about that for a second. The engine in this overlooked sedan is the engine Lexus charged luxury money for. It's chain-driven, so there's no timing belt to replace, and no $1,000 service waiting to ambush you at 100,000 miles. It's naturally aspirated, so there's no turbocharger sitting there waiting to grenade itself the moment the warranty expires. And it's bolted to a 6-speed automatic that Toyota built millions of and refined over years into something close to indestructible. This is not an experiment. This is Toyota's most proven V6 wrapped in a quieter, more comfortable, physically larger body than the Camry it shares its guts with. The Avalon was Toyota's near-luxury flagship before they handed that job fully to Lexus. So what you get is the soft leather, the genuinely quiet cabin, and the smooth highway float that normally costs you Lexus money, all sitting under a badge that nobody in the market is fighting over. A 2013 Avalon with reasonable miles goes for around $11,000 to $14,000. While the equivalent Camry stubbornly holds its value higher for what is honestly less car around you. Owners routinely take these past 250,000 miles on nothing but fluid changes and brake pads. When you go look at one, check the VVTi oil line for any seepage, because that is the one known weak point on this engine family, and it is cheap to fix if you catch it early. Then confirm the transmission fluid was actually serviced on schedule, because the previous owner who skipped that maintenance is exactly the person whose problems you do not want to inherit. The Avalon is for anyone who wants more car than a Camry, Lexus-grade comfort, and the identical proven drivetrain underneath, all for the price of a base Corolla. People walk right past it every single day, and that is their loss and your opportunity. Number 2. The 2013 to 2017 Honda Accord with the K24 4-cylinder. If the Camry is the king of reliability reputation, the Accord is the prince who got robbed on his way to the coronation. These two cars have been slugging it out for the same buyers for 40 years. And from a pure longevity standpoint, they are playing the exact same game at the exact same level. The 9th generation Accord runs the K24W, a 2.4-liter 4-cylinder, making 185 horsepower. And this engine is a documented survivor in every sense of the word. The K-Series Honda 4-cylinder is one of the most respected engines in the entire industry, period. Known for crossing 300,000 miles when you simply change the oil on time and otherwise leave it alone. It uses a timing chain, not a belt. So once again, there is no expensive scheduled service hanging over your head down the road. Now you've got a choice to make with this generation, and I want to be straight with you about it. The 4-cylinder is paired with a CVT, and I know that word makes a lot of people flinch. Hear me out. Honda's CVT in these specific Accords is one of the very few continuously variable transmissions I actually trust. And I don't say that lightly given what I've seen come through my bays. Honda engineered this one properly, and it holds up well as long as you change the fluid every 30,000 to 40,000 miles using genuine Honda CVT fluid, not some universal one-size-fits-all jug from the parts store shelf. That single maintenance item is the difference between a transmission that lasts the life of the car and one that doesn't. If a CVT genuinely keeps you up at night no matter what I say, then hunt down the EXL V6 with the traditional 6-speed automatic instead. Because that J-Series 5.6 is the same engine family found in the Honda Pilot and Odyssey. And it's about as proven as a gasoline engine gets. Either path you take, a clean 2014 or 2015, Accord with 90,000 to 110,000 miles runs about $11,000 to $14,000. Real money below a comparable Camry of the same year in mileage. The Accord also drives sharper and feels roomier inside than the Camry, so you're not even giving anything up to save the money. When you go inspect one, pull the CVT fluid service history first if it's the 4-cylinder, because that one record tells you whether the transmission lived an easy life or a hard one. Check that the infotainment screen responds properly and that all the buttons work. And take a hard look at the front brakes, since these are commuter cars that get driven aggressively in stop-and-go traffic and chew through pads. The Accord is for the person who wants Camry-grade reliability but flat-out refuses to pay the Camry tax, and who'd honestly rather have the better driving, more spacious car for thousands less. Number 1. The 2013 to 2020 Lexus ES 350. This is the one that makes me shake my head every time I see what they are going for. Here is the absurd part, and I need you to really sit with it. The Lexus ES is, mechanically, a dressed-up Camry. It rides on the same platform and runs the same 2GRFE 3.5-liter V6. The identical 268 horsepower. Chain-driven, naturally aspirated engine I already walked you through on the Avalon, bolted to the same proven 6-speed automatic. So Toyota took its single most reliable drivetrain, the one that is already in half its lineup, wrapped it in genuine leather, a whisper-quiet cabin, real wood trim, and full Lexus build quality, slapped a luxury badge on the trunk, and the used market responded by depreciating it like the thing was cursed. That is the entire gift right there. You are buying Camry reliability and Lexus comfort in the same car, and you are paying less than you would for some fully loaded versions of the plain Camry itself. Let that sink in. A 2013 ES 350 with 100,000 to 130,000 miles can be found for $13,000 to $16,000, and at the older, higher mileage end, you will spot clean examples even cheaper than that. When this car rolled off the showroom floor new, it stickered well north of $38,000. The reliability numbers back every word of this up. The ES consistently lands at or near the very top of luxury sedan dependability rankings year after year. And that ranking has nothing to do with luxury car wizardry. It is just the Camry V6 doing exactly what it always does. only quieter and with nicer seats. Owners take these well past 250,000 and even 300,000 miles. And the cost to keep one on the road sits a lot closer to a Toyota than to any German rival, where a single water pump job can start at over $1,000 before you have even touched anything else. The maintenance you will actually do on the ES is oil changes, brakes, tires, and the occasional transmission fluid service. That is the list. When you go to shop for one, check the VVTi oil line, just like on the Avalon, because it is the same engine with the same known item, and budget a couple $100s to upgrade it to the metal line if a previous owner never got around to it. Test every electronic accessory, the power seats, the touchscreen, the climate control, all of it. Because at this age, you want to confirm the luxury features that justify the badge still actually work. Look at the tire wear for even patterns, because uneven wear is a quiet signal that alignment got neglected, which is cheap to fix but tells you how the car was treated overall. The ES350 is the single best value on this entire list for one dead simple reason. It is a Camry that somebody took the trouble to make nicer, and the used market flatly refuses to charge you for the upgrade. If you want Toyota's bulletproof drivetrain wearing a tailored suit, nothing on four wheels beats it at this price. So there they are. 3 sedans the market is sound asleep on, while everybody else fights over new Camrys and overpriced used ones, with 150,000 miles already on the clock. The Toyota Avalon, the Camry's better-dressed sibling running the identical V6 that nobody bothers to shop for. The Honda Accord, the eternal rival that quietly delivers the same 300,000-mile potential for thousands less than its Toyota twin. And the Lexus ES350, which is genuinely just a Camry in a tuxedo that the used market priced like it forgot what was bolted underneath. Every single one of these will go the same distance a brand new Camry would, and every single one of them leaves real money in your pocket that a fresh car payment would have swallowed whole. The next time someone tells you the only safe used car out there is a Camry, with the whole world bidding against you for it, you'll know there are 3 smarter buys sitting right next to it on the same lot that nobody's even glancing at. If this kind of straight talk helps you shop smarter, hit subscribe. I've got a video coming on the exact model years to avoid on these same 3 cars, because one bad year can ruin an otherwise great sedan, and I don't want you stepping on that landmine. Like if it helped. Drive safe, take care of your car, and it'll take care of you. I'll see you in the next one.